Chelsea Fixtures Premier League 2025-2026 Matchweek 1 to Matchweek 38. Match fixtures for August 2025. Chelsea vs Crystal Palace, West Ham United vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Fulham. Match fixtures for September 2025. Brentford vs Chelsea, Man United vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Brighton. Match fixtures for October 2025. Chelsea vs Liverpool, Nottingham Forest vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Sunderland. Match fixtures for November 2025. Tottenham Hotspur vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Wolverhampton, Burnley vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Aston. Match fixtures for December 2025. Leeds United vs Chelsea, Bournemouth vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Everton, Newcastle United vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Aston Villa, Chelsea vs Bournemouth. Match fixtures for January 2026. Manchester City vs Chelsea, Fulham vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Brentford, Crystal Palace vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs West Ham United. Match fixtures for February 2026. Wolverhampton vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Leeds United, Chelsea vs Burnley, Arsenal vs Chelsea. Match fixtures for March 2026. Aston Villa vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Newcastle United, Everton vs Chelsea. Match fixtures for April 2026. Chelsea vs Manchester City, Chelsea vs Manchester United, Brighton vs Chelsea. Match fixtures for May 2026. Chelsea vs Nottingham Forest, Liverpool vs Chelsea, Chelsea vs Tottenham Hotspur, and Sunderland vs Chelsea.